Let's start first by setting up Bootstrap. So going over to the Bootstrap website, which is getbootstrap.com, you can see that you've got some information about Bootstrap, and it's got some information here for Bootstrap 4. So we're going to be using that in the latter part of this course as well. And right on the main page, it's got all of the information you need to get going and get started with Bootstrap. So you can go ahead and download Bootstrap, and it's also got the version just down here below the download button. And as we can see here, it's got some information about Bootstrap as well, and it's got some of the reasons to use Bootstrap, and it really is just a fantastic and easy way to build websites. It's full of features. If you're creating front-end websites, HTML, CSS, and jQuery, this is going to really speed up that process of having to set up different classes and add additional functionality to your website really easily by just adding in the Bootstrap libraries. And essentially that's what Bootstrap is. It's a set of libraries, so it's a library, a CSS library, a style sheet library, as well as a JavaScript or a jQuery library. And the differences between the newer versions, so we've got Bootstrap 4, which is currently still an alpha version. So depending on when you're looking at this course content, it may or may not be the prime version of Bootstrap. So currently still an alpha version, version 4. So we're going to be covering off how to work with Bootstrap 3.5 or 3.3. And we're also going to be talking about the differences, the updates, and how Bootstrap 4 is going to make things even easier to work with and to build. So let's go ahead and install Bootstrap into our web page. So what I've done is I've created just a blank HTML page. I've got a folder here. I've called it Bootstrap 4, and this is where I'm going to download and install my Bootstrap. And setting up Bootstrap, you do have a few options to bring Bootstrap into your web project. So I've just got a regular basic plain HTML page. So whenever I go over to that website, there's nothing there. It's just a complete blank page. So I'm going to install Bootstrap and get started with Bootstrap through the Bootstrap website. So now we're presented with several options. We can either download Bootstrap, so this downloads that entire library, or you could use the CDN. So they have the links right here to get started with the CDN, and there's also other install methods available for Bootstrap. So if you are using package managers, then you can connect to them. You can also download it via Git. You can also install it using Composer. So there is quite a lot of options with Bootstrap. And when you're looking to set up Bootstrap, so all you really need to do to get started with Bootstrap, if you want to get started quickly, is get the CSS library. And also if you want to add in the JavaScript, the jQuery functionality, then you'd have to install that jQuery library as well. And also, if you want to customize your install or your styling of your Bootstrap, so you do have a few options as well for that. So now with Bootstrap 4, we've moved over to use Sass, and previously with Bootstrap 3, we're using less. So these are just ways to customize the CSS, and this is already included within Bootstrap. So if you are able to, or if you do want to update the CSS code that comes with Bootstrap, then this is available for you to make those updates using Sass or less. Within the newer version, it's Sass. And also, if you are going the route of Sass, then you do need to have a Sass compiler as well. And within this course, we're just going to be using the default version of the styling and making some adjustments just with some regular CSS. So we're not going to go through the process of compiling the Sass, really customizing the Bootstrap, but there is that capability if you do need it, or if you do want to go a few steps further with Bootstrap. So because I do want to focus this course around Bootstrap 4, I'm going to go ahead and download Bootstrap 4. So this is just a really small library. It just unzips to your folder. So take a look at that. So this is the downloaded file that you get within Bootstrap, and as you can see, there's a whole bunch of files located in here. So we do have the SCSS here. We've got all of the connections that we need in case we want to use the Composer and other package installers. We've got our JavaScript files here, so we've got a source for the JavaScript as well. So you can see there's quite a lot of stuff in here. And also we do have our documents here. So this is a typical installation of Bootstrap, so we've got some more information here, how to set that up, as well as examples. So just including the starter template, which we're going to be looking at in the upcoming lesson as well. So quite a lot of stuff in here. And as I said, if you're just trying to set up a basic Bootstrap install and get going with it quickly, you can also use the CDN. And all that is, that allows you to connect to a network file and access the libraries that way. So those are the two ways that you can set up Bootstrap within your web project. I'm going to go ahead and show you that one as well. So that one is just over here where we go getting started, and it's just got a quick start file here, and then it's got the jQuery. So if you connect to this, or if you copy this over here, bring it into your project, so that can bring in the CSS into your web project, and then also the jQuery is here as well. And notice that when you're accessing the jQuery library, you do need to access the jQuery library first in order to utilize Bootstrap's JavaScript. So that's something to make note of, that before you try to access anything within or any of the JavaScript within Bootstrap, you do need to have jQuery set up prior to that. And also on the Bootstrap site, we do have a starter template. So this is just a regular standard HTML template that you can copy and utilize within your Bootstrap installation. And here it's already got that set up here, the CDNs. So this one is probably the quickest way to get going. So all I did is just copy this. I'm going to go out into here and I'm going to paste that in, save it, and go out to my web page, refresh it, and we've got Bootstrap installed. So right now it doesn't look like a whole lot, but in the upcoming lessons I'm going to show you how to use this Bootstrap source code and to build out an entire website in really quickly using Bootstrap. So that's coming up in the next set of lessons.